Hi, this is Chuck Martin at the AI Summit in New York. I'm happy to say I've got with me here Max Vermeir, Senior Director of Strategy for ABBYY. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Chuck. I'm very happy to be here.
So this is your first show here at the AI Summit?
It really is. So I'm been really excited to come over. I've been posting about it on LinkedIn for a couple of weeks that we're going to be here at the AI Summit. And I just got here a few hours ago, but it's already been amazing to see all of these exhibitors, the headliners, everything. And most of all, I'm excited for the fireside chat I'm going to have later today.
Yeah, tell me about that. I know you're on the program with IBM together.
Yeah, absolutely. So ABBYY as an organization really works together with a lot of technology partners, and IBM is one of those, where we've integrated with watsonx to actually make it possible to leverage their LLM technologies inside of our platform, which really brings a 1 + 1 = 3 kind of story, which we're also going to talk about at our booth tomorrow during our demo session.
So tell me about the ABBYY platform. What is that about?
So we actually have a platform that does both document AI and process AI. That's really where everything starts when it comes to customers going on their automation journey. They want to leverage artificial intelligence. That's one of the two places they definitely need to start first. When it comes to process, it's all about understanding the way your organization works today and where the bottlenecks are that you can go and improve. The interesting thing is that our research has shown that actually 90% of business processes have documents involved in them. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've noticed as you're trying to do business with anybody really, even as a consumer, there's always documents involved. It's just a medium in which we communicate with each other. And that's why we have our document AI as well that helps our customers understand over 150 different types of documents that are within certain verticals, businesses, financial, HR, you name it, all being powered by small language models, which makes them extremely efficient.
So companies are historically have been loaded with documents.
Yeah.
How do they make the conversion?
So we use different technologies. So that goes from using optical character recognition, OCR, to classification, segmentation, and then of course more advanced things such as language models, NLP, natural language processing, a lot of other technologies all have to come together. The important bit is that we strive to always make sure that our technology is purpose-built. That's kind of like our mantra that we had ever since the whole AI hype really started to happen. And purpose-built AI is definitely the way that we build our platform. And that really stands for the fact that we also want to have it explainable, that we want to make sure that it can fit within compliance regulations, which are more and more of those are coming up.
So you just mentioned the hype of AI, which everyone's aware of.
Yeah.
Like you were doing AI before AI was cool.
Yeah.
Way before. Did you expect it would get to here?
So for me, it was a really interesting turning point, really, because before, when I wanted to talk, I'm a technologist at heart, right? I'm a sci-fi geek, I have to admit. And so for me, it was always like holding back on the technical stuff because people just wanted to know business value, ROI, outcomes. That was the most important bit. So when the whole AI hype started, we suddenly had to go take the covers off and lift the veil and look at, this is all the technical bits and look how long we've been doing this. And that's really the strength of ABBYY too. We bring both the experience and the innovation because we've been doing AI for 35 years now, way before it was cool.
So do people get it? I mean, do they look at your history and say, oh, I should deal with you guys because you're not new to ChatGPT?
No, exactly. We're not just another wrapper around an existing technology from another tech vendor. So that makes a huge difference, especially in those highly regulated environments, especially when customers are trying to find a specific solution purpose-built for the problem that they have. And that makes a huge difference. And also the fact that we can both show that innovation because we have made steps forward and we are using newer technologies such as large language models as well. But at the same time, we already have all of the experience and the customer use cases, customer stories to back up the results that we claim that we can have for our customers.
So where do you see large language models going? I mean, it's been growing exponentially, as you know. Is there an end?
Well, I actually see a duality happening right now. On one side, you've got the research and a lot of organizations, like the tech giants and others, trying to reach artificial general intelligence, right? I think that's kind of like the end goal to get there. On the other side, there's a lot of market evolution happening right now where I think enterprises are looking for a way to actually make some of those advancements practical for their business. And that is not always a large language model. That can be a small language model, that can be something specialized, fine-tuned, or in some cases, it can be a regular expression. I was sitting down with a bunch of data scientists when the whole hype started, and they were like, oh, we're going to build our own model by ourselves. I asked them the question, so what exactly do you want to do? Oh, we have this one single couple of digit code on our documents, and we're going to build a model for that. I'm like, can I write you a regular expression in the next 5 minutes and solve your entire business problem right now? And their minds were blown. because there was this kind of tunnel vision on it has to be this new Gen AI type of technology, but that's not always the right solution or the best solution for a particular business problem. And that's really what we're all about, making sure that we solve real world problems for our customer with the best type of technology that fits perfectly for the use case.
So is that where the IBM connection comes in?
Yeah, that's absolutely where the IBM connection comes in, because we do have use cases where we do need the reasoning capabilities of large language models in very much more complex use cases, such as lease documents and other stuff like that. And that's where the power of LLMs really come into play. And that's where we wanted to have the integration with IBM, because they're a very strong player in that market for sure. And also they have all of the compliance and all of the enterprise architecture around them to make sure that we can offer the same kind of level of privacy, security, compliance, and accuracy that our customers are looking for.
So here at the summit, as you can see with thousands of people, the corporate investment has really just opened up for AI in all forms. How do you measure ROI these days? Has it changed over time?
It's definitely changed. I think a lot of people went through a bit of a trough of disillusionment when they were doing a lot of proof of concepts with Gen AI. There was a lot of investment happening, but it never really saw the results. Even, it's expected from Gartner that I think about 70 to 80% of proof of concepts this year will still fail with regards to Gen AI. So I think when it comes to measuring ROI, right now the market's going back to, okay, dear vendor, can you show me that you have achieved these results? And the thing is that for us, that's quite easy. We look at the business process, we have our process AI to map entirely the process, we see where the bottlenecks are, and then we can easily say, if we switch this around, because we basically create a digital twin, that's exactly where your ROI is going to be. So we can prove it out even before we start implementing. So that makes a huge difference.
So you're going to be here at the booth for a couple of days. What are you going to be showing people?
So we're going to be showing two things. You can always come by the booth to actually just have a play around with the technology, because that's always fun. And then tomorrow specifically, we're going to have Dr. Marlene Wolfgruber, somebody on my team, actually talk through a specific use case about lease documents for a very large retail company that had about 30,000 lease documents that they had to work with, and it all comes down to compliance. They had to provide 350 data points from all of these documents every single year, and they had about a crew of 30 people working on it day in, day out, but they only had 60% accuracy. 60% accuracy and compliance is not very good. So we're going to talk through how we actually help them solve that problem, get the accuracy up out of the gate when we release the project into production around 90, and right now it's still learning as we speak to get to that 99% plus.
So with documents, are you basically bridging legacy systems to the new environment?
Yeah, so that's definitely something that we see a lot, and customers right now are asking us a lot about, hey, we have all of this legacy, how can we use that too? Because I was just talking to somebody else about retrieval augmented generation, which is also something that customers see a lot of value in. The thing that they often forget is that you have to do the right amount of data preparation before you jump into the actual AI part, because that's where it all starts. AI doesn't work without the right data. So it's all bridging together all of these different systems, components, and that's where we do integrations with other vendors as well to make sure that we can tap into all of these systems.
So we're near the end of the year. What does 2025 look like for the world of AI?
So I'm actually hoping for one specific thing. We've heard a lot about the power consumption when it comes to large language models, the training of these types of technologies. I'm kind of starting to see it a little bit differently. I actually think that the fact that there is such a focus on these negative connotations when it comes to these types of technologies and the consumption of the power, ecological impact, that it might actually be a catalyst for us to really start changing the way that we look at the environment and actually bring forth a couple of new technologies that we hadn't considered before, because the energy sector in itself is quite slow to move. That doesn't change very often, it's very stable. But I think with these disruptors, these technology companies now being involved and they need the power, they're going to find their own solution. So that actually might bring a big change. On the more businessy side, I definitely think that we're going to see much more adoption of actual AI that is really going to help customers solve their problems. Although we're going to continue to see more and more, I would say, new hypes coming in as well. Agentic is one of them. We're going to be talking about it later today. But I think even that is going to have its practical first uses in 2025 as everybody starts to really grasp what AI is and what it can do.
So a year from now, we're sitting here having this conversation. What will we be talking about?
I think that we'll be talking about some of the very first agentic AI projects that have successfully been implemented by the end of 2025. So I hope I'll be here around next year to talk to you about that, Chuck.
I look forward to that conversation. This is Chuck Martin at the AI Summit in New York.